My child, if these words have reached you tonight, then linger here with me just a little while. I know the day pulled hard at you. I know how easily you could have moved on to the next thing, and yet, here you remain, still listening. Perhaps that is not random. You do not need to arrive here put together. You do not need a plan or a finished answer or a heart that feels settled in this moment. You only need to stay and let these words come close. So loosen your grip for a moment and let your shoulders drop, just for the length of this quiet. Before anything else, let me be honest with you, because honesty is the kindest place to begin. What you are about to hear is an encouragement drawn from the Bible, a reflection offered in faith. It is not a private revelation. It is not a prediction, and it is not a guarantee of any particular event in your life. It is simply the steady comfort of Scripture, spoken gently over you today. And there is one truth I want to set beneath everything tonight. It comes from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. Let the words settle as you hear them. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Read that again, slowly, on the inside. To everything a season. To every purpose a time appointed. Not every season at once, not every purpose today, but each one in its own hour. This is not a clever saying. It is not wishful comfort. In the Scriptures, this is the wisdom of the one who set the stars in their courses and the seasons in their turning. And tonight, that ancient wisdom is being read gently over your tired heart. So let these words reach you the way the Scriptures speak them, as though the Father himself were drawing near and saying, My child, you are not behind. You are not the one I forgot while I tended to everyone else. You have been counting the years and measuring the gap between where you are and where you thought you would be. The Scriptures say that your times rest in the hand of God. Your times, not lost, not slipping past you. Held. I have watched you check the calendar of your own life and sigh. I have seen you compare your slow road to the quick roads of others. I have seen you wonder quietly whether your time had already come and gone. And I did not look away, and I did not move on without you. I know the fear that has been whispering to you, the one that says it is too late now, too late to begin, too late to change, too late for the thing your heart still aches for in the hours when no one is watching. But hear me now. Late? By whose clock? You have been reading a schedule no one ever truly handed you. What you have called a delay was not punishment, and it was not neglect. Sometimes it was protection, holding back what would have arrived before you were ready to hold it. What looked like wasted years was never wasted in my sight. It was preparation, working quietly in the soil beneath the surface, where roots grow long before any branch is seen. You are not too late. You are not left out. You are not the exception to grace. And you are not the one the seasons forgot. The fear that tells you otherwise is not the truth about your life, and it is not the voice of the one who made you. You have heard a voice, haven't you? A quiet one that has trailed you for a long while. It uses your own tone, so you assumed the words were simply yours. It tells you the window has closed. It says everyone your age has already moved ahead, and you are the one who stalled. It says the dream you once carried was foolish, and the time for it has run out. And in the late hours, it lists your slow seasons back to you, one delay at a time. My child, hear me. That voice is not telling you the truth. It does not speak for heaven, and it does not speak for the one who holds your times in his hand. So tonight, When that old voice starts its familiar counting, answer it with truth. When it says you are too late, the truth says there is a season for this, and the season is not closed. When it says you have fallen behind, the truth says your times are held in a faithful hand. When it says the moment has passed, the truth says the appointed time has not yet spoken. You do not have to argue it into silence. You only have to stop nodding along with the lie. So if you are listening tonight with a heart that feels like it is running out of time, this is for you. If you have watched others reach the milestones while you are still waiting at the start, this is for you. If you have been quietly grieving the years you feel you lost, this is for you. If you have prayed for the same door to open for so long that you have merely stopped believing it ever will, this, most of all, is for you. You do not have to hide your impatience here. You do not have to perform contentment you do not feel. You do not have to dress up your waiting to make it look holy. Come as you are. In the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, there is a word spoken to everyone who has ever been told to wait. Listen closely. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Hear what that says. The vision is for an appointed time, not for no time. Not for a time that already slipped away, an appointed time. Though it tarry, though it seems slow, though it tests every ounce of your patience, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not be late by the clock that truly counts. The scriptures do not say hurry or you will miss your moment. They say wait, for the appointed time will speak. And I want you to know something about all the time you believe you have lost. The years that felt like standing still. The seasons that looked like nothing was happening at all. You measured them as empty and grieved them as gone. But the scriptures show a God who works in the waiting, not only in the arriving. What looked like a pause was often a planting. What felt like a closed door was often a corridor you could not yet see. Every season you walked through was teaching you something the quick road could never teach. None of it was wasted, and none of it was too slow to count. Sometimes the answer was not yet. And not yet is the hardest answer of all to hold, because it asks you to trust without seeing. But not yet was never the same as never. Beneath the surface, in the hidden places, something has been forming all along. Like a field in winter that looks bare and finished, right up until the spring that was always coming anyway. You were never as far behind in that waiting as you felt. Now I know you may not feel any of this yet. Trust comes slowly when a heart has watched too many seasons pass. And that is all right. The truth does not wait on your feelings to become true. The seasons turn whether you feel them turning or not. The appointed time approaches whether you sense it drawing near or not. And these promises were written down long ages before you drew your first breath, so they could find you precisely in a night like this one. So let me say it again, gently, the way you may have needed to hear it for a long time. You are not late. You are right on time for the grace that is meeting you tonight. The world has taught you to race, to measure your life against a timeline of milestones, and to count yourself a failure for every one you have not reached on schedule. But that is not how heaven keeps time. Your worth was never tied to your speed. It was tied to the love of the one who made you. And that love does not grow when you arrive early, and it does not shrink when you arrive late. When you are ahead, you are loved. When you feel hopelessly behind, you are loved. When the season comes quickly, you are loved. And in the long, slow seasons that test your patience, you are loved still. I want you to look back just for a moment on the timing you once thought was a disaster. The door that closed at the worst possible moment. The thing you wanted so badly that did not come when you begged for it. And yet, looking back now, can you see it? How the thing that felt like cruel delay sometimes spared you from a sorrow you could not have known was waiting. Do you ever wonder how often the slow road was the safe road? How a wait you resented turned out to be a mercy you did not understand at the time. How something that arrived later than you wanted arrived exactly when you were ready to receive it. The scriptures would say that was not poor timing. That was a wisdom higher than your own. You did not miss your life by waiting. You were being prepared for it, even when the waiting felt like falling behind. And here is something the impatience has been hiding from you. You are not the same person you were when this season of waiting began. You believe you have only been losing time, but you have also been growing in the slow places where the deepest growth happens. The patience you carry now, you did not have when this began. The understanding you feel for others who are also waiting, you earned that in your own long nights. The quiet trust that lets you face one more uncertain day, that was built in you, not handed to you. The scriptures say that patience does its perfect work, and that the one who waits on the Lord renews strength. The waiting was never sent to ruin you. The field rests through winter, not because it is finished, but because it is being readied to bear. And you are coming through this more rooted, more steady, and more truly yourself than the hurried version of you could ever have become. One day you will sit beside someone who feels exactly as you feel tonight, certain they are too late, and the very seasons that tested you will become the reason they find the courage to keep waiting. None of the time you have given is going to be wasted. And let me speak gently to the comparison that has been quietly stealing your peace. You have looked at the calendars of other lives and decided you came up short. Behind the friends you grew up with, behind where you imagined you would be by now, behind some invisible schedule that no one ever truly agreed to keep. But heaven does not run on that calendar. You are not late. You are not a slower, lesser draft of someone else's life. The scriptures are full of people who arrived far later than anyone expected and were never once considered too late. The ones called in the evening of their lives. The promises that came after the waiting had stretched on for years. The ones the world had written off and heaven had not. Your timing is not your worth. So lay down the race you were never meant to run against anyone else. You are exactly where grace can still reach you, and grace has never once arrived a moment too late. So tonight, I am asking you to set down a few things you were never meant to carry through this season. Lay down the regret over the years you feel you lost. Lay down the envy that compares your slow road to another person's quick one. Lay down the fear that has been writing the end of your story in a hand that has no right to hold the pen. You were not made to carry those weights forever, and you do not have to carry them alone. And about the past you keep dragging behind you, the chances you think you missed, the time you believe you squandered, the moment you are sure you let slip away. Hear this carefully, my child. You are not the years you lost. You are not the sum of your delays. The scriptures promise that His mercies are new every morning. New every single morning. Which means there is fresh mercy already waiting in tomorrow, before the new day has even begun. Grace was never reserved for the ones who got the timing right. It has always been a gift for the ones who feared they got it wrong. and that includes you. So lay the past down too. Not because the years did not pass, but because they no longer hold the right to decide what is still possible for you. If these words have stirred something in you, you do not need to do anything dramatic. You owe no one a comment to make this real. You do not have to prove your faith to a stranger. But if you would like, take this quiet moment and turn it into a small prayer. It can be as simple as this. Lord, I am tired of waiting. Help me to trust that you hold my times. There are no perfect words. The scriptures show God meeting people in their sighs and their silences and their prayers too weary to finish. Your honesty is enough. And if someone comes to mind right now, someone who feels they have run out of time, you are welcome to share this message with them. Not as a chain, not as a demand, just as a kindness, the way you would steady a friend who is weary of the road. Now here is one gentle but important reminder, and I will not hurry past it. Faith is a deep comfort, but it is not a replacement for care. If you are struggling with your health or your mind, or a heavy situation that feels too large to carry, please also reach out to a doctor, a counselor, or someone you trust. Hope and help were always meant to walk side by side. Asking for support is not a failure of faith. It is wisdom, and it is brave. And before we come to the end, let me ask one simple thing of you. Wait a little longer with a steadier heart. I am not telling you the road suddenly grows easy. I am not handing you a date or a guarantee or a tidy promise tied with a bow. I am telling you what faith has always whispered to the weary, that the appointed time has not failed and your season is not over. You have outlasted every season you once believed would finish you. Think about that. That is not chance. That is grace, keeping its own faithful time, even on the days you felt forgotten. And the same grace that carried you through every season until now is not about to abandon its timing in this one. So when the waiting feels endless, hold on. When the door is slow to open, hold on. When you cannot see what the next season holds, take the one small step in front of you and hold on. So as this message comes toward its close, I want to leave one thing in your hands to carry into tomorrow. Your season is not finished. The scriptures in the book of Galatians speak of a harvest in due season for those who do not grow weary. Whatever this long wait has cost you, the final word over your life is not too late. There is a season for everything under heaven, and your purpose has its appointed time. I will not promise you a date. I will not promise you the hour. I will not pretend to know the things that only God knows. You have been handed enough empty promises already, and I will not add to that pile. But I can leave you with what the scriptures say with full confidence. To everything a season, to every purpose a time. And though it tarry, the appointed time will surely speak, and it will not lie. So lift your head tonight, not because the waiting is suddenly over, but because your times were never out of his hands. Not for one moment. Take one more slow breath now, and let this be the truth you rest on tonight. You are not late. You are held, and your season is still coming. If messages of hope like this one bring you peace, you are always welcome to stay close to this quiet corner of the internet, where we simply sit with the scriptures together. And wherever tomorrow leads you, whatever season you are walking through, may you walk through it trusting that the one who made you is keeping faithful time over your life. Peace be with you, my friend. Rest now.